October 2023, we landed in Osaka. It was our second time in Japan, and Osaka was our first stop. I'm cheating a little here because actually we had landed in Tokyo the previous day, so technically Tokyo was the first stop, but I will tell you that in the Tokyo vlog. So let's go back to Osaka. During our first time in Japan, we could only spend half a day in Osaka, so we couldn't really visit and enjoy the city. So this time we wanted to see more, and for that reason we scheduled 2 full days in Osaka, where we were gonna go back to our favorite places and also discover some new ones, and most of all eat a lot, cause as you know, Osaka is the kitchen of Japan. We had no time to lose, so right after landing we were headed for the city center, more precisely for the Namba area where our hotel was. We checked in, we left our luggage there, and our first stop after that was lunch. We went to this place, Akinoja, which we had already seen everywhere. We saw it first in Alan Su's Osaka vlog and later on Instagram. So we knew already it was gonna be crowded. So even though it was a little bit early for lunch, we went anyway to try to avoid the crowds. After lunch, we decided to go visit a couple of places we had in our to-do list. Both of them are in the south of Osaka. The first one is this shrine, and the second one was Shinsekai. It's about 8 p.m. and now we're going to Dotonbori to take some pictures and grab some dinner, and then we will come back to the hotel because we are really exhausted. We spent some time walking around Dotonbori, but since it was Saturday night it was really crowded, so after a while we decided to go for dinner. We had a lot of places in our list, but again, since it was Saturday night, everything was crowded. There was a long line everywhere, so we tried in a couple of places, and after a little while we decided to go to this one, where there was a line, but it was pretty fast, and we managed to get a table easily. We made a mistake and we ordered the big menu instead of the normal one. And now I have a bowl of noodles, which is bigger than my head. On our second day in Osaka, we woke up really happy because we were able to sleep, and we also woke up pretty early because we wanted to visit a temple that is quite far from the city center. Okay, and here I want to make a little break because I could only show you how beautiful the temple is, but I actually want to tell you how difficult it was to get there, so in case you want to go, you have the full version. As I said before, the temple is a little bit far away from the city, we knew that, and you have to take a bus and a train to get there. We also knew that because we had checked in Google Maps. What we didn't know is that when we arrived to the bus station, we would find this line. There were a lot of people waiting already, and as you can probably imagine, we didn't get into the bus. Actually, we were the first one in line for the following bus. And the problem is that the following bus was in an hour. The buses only run once an hour, so if you miss it, you have to wait a full hour to get in the next one. The only alternative you have if you don't wanna wait, as we didn't, is to take a taxi. So this is what we did. I think it was worth it because the temple was really beautiful, you will see it in a minute, but I feel better if you know the whole story. So now that I've told you the whole story, I can show you how beautiful the temple was. Hemos comprado un par de Darumas, a ver qué suerte nos toca.
Yes. Cool question.
A la vuelta.
Está blanca.
Están
japonés?
Sí.
Pues nunca lo sabremos. Oh. Oh.
Very bad.
Oh. ¿Lo has roto?
Sí. ¿Qué se parte?
La mía es buena.
After the nightmare that was getting to the temple, we spent a lot of time taking pictures, and when we were done, we learned from our mistakes and we went to the bus station some time ahead so that we wouldn't miss the bus again. It took us almost 2 hours to get back to the city. So we were starving because we had woken up so early that the cafes were all closed, so that morning we could only eat breakfast from the convenience store. But the good news were that since it was already late for lunch, all restaurants were empty, so we could get a table right away. After lunch, we had planned to go to one of my favorite monuments in Osaka, Osaka Castle. And since we had a late lunch and sunset is so early in autumn in Japan, we had to run a little bit. But luckily we made it on time for golden hour. And right after getting to the castle, we noticed the first big difference with the previous year. We were traveling more or less in the same dates as the previous year, but the leaves of the trees this year were green, while the previous year had been all orange, red, and in the beautiful autumn colors. We had in mind very specific pictures that we wanted to take. So the goal of the afternoon was to find a tree with orange or red leaves to take that picture. It wasn't as we expected it, but anyway, I think it was really beautiful. And after the castle, it was already dark. But we had still one more thing in our to-do list in Osaka, and that was to eat takoyaki in Dotonbori. So that's where we went. And now that we had done everything that we had in our list, we took the train to go to Osaka airport, because for that night we had booked a hotel near the airport so that the following morning we wouldn't have to wake up too early to catch our flight to our next destination, Okinawa. So that's it for today's vlog. In the next one I will tell you all about our trip to Okinawa, which was my favorite part of the trip, and I think it's going to be a really cool vlog. So if you like this vlog and you want to watch the next one, don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you liked it, it would really help me if you leave a comment and a like. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in Okinawa.